Dina, why is reading so important?
I, whoosh, I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, I think reading is critical for knowledge, for critical thinking, for focus. Reading forces you to pay attention, for you to formulate your own thoughts about something. When you read something, you have to, it's critical thinking. It helps your critical thinking. It helps your focus. And how do you gain knowledge without reading? Imagine going to college, right, or school, and like you mentioned to me before, like a professor with no books for you and just talking, right? Then you have to take notes. But how are you going to be good at note taking if you don't have a good fundamental basis of reading? I mean, if you look at me right now, like you look at all those ring binders there, those are books that are filled of my notes on stuff that I read. Like I rewrite my notes, and I come back and read my notes again. And I think I'm not saying that you can't gain knowledge or gain the benefits of knowledge through watching videos. You can, but like for me, it's a supplement. It's not the primary source of knowledge. And then there's just so much information out there. Reading expands your mind, right? It connects you better with our history. I mean, come on, William Shakespeare. Read Shakespeare. I mean, all of us who went to college years ago in my generation have read Shakespeare. But at least I can say I read Shakespeare. Didn't quite understand it when I was a kid reading it, but it's definitely, it definitely has a positive outcome on my psyche, my knowledge. Reading history. There's a lot
What
of
are
things.
some of the things that you've read that have stuck out to you over the course of your life?
So much stuff that I've read. I've read stuff in college, in grad school, that till today.
But what are they? Like
I mean, there's a lot. Like I read a book on the theory of reciprocation, which is a fundamental. It's fundamental in what I do today and how I do things today in reciprocation, in how I do business, and that concept never left me. I used to be a Cold War kid, fascinated by the Cold War. I was fascinated by the Cold War. As a young kid, I read Tom Clancy novels. I learned so much about the state of things, about geopolitics, and then on fiction, other fiction stuff that I loved to read was Michael Crichton. For people who know what Michael Crichton wrote, it's fascinating to me, the stories, how he came up with it, how he writes it. That's why I love watching movies, but I appreciate the writing behind it. You know what I mean? I think reading is key to be articulate, for your cognitive skills, and for critical thinking, for you to think things through. Nowadays, people they want to know something, they don't want to go read. They just give me the answer. You're not learning anything. Read something.
Anything.
Anything.